Hi, everybody. Welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Tommy, and today I'm joined by Eric.
Mysterious man.
Was it last week for this one? You were a mysterious woman.
I was.
You were because you were Augusta.
Now there's a mysterious man.
Who I have my suspicions about. But
Mm.
we're here talking about Santa Barbara episodes 4 and 5. So we're rounding out the first week. So I'll roll the credits and we'll get right into it. So I feel like we opened the episode, and this may not have been the opening scene, but this is how I'm remembering it because it's been a few days. But we start off with Mrs. Perkins, Joe's mom, and immediately we see a man outside the house with a bomb.
Wait, when wasn't the bomb being made in the beginning of the episode?
But I feel like the man was sitting. Was it being made?
Yeah, something. It said it put a bomb is being made.
Oh, oh, I thought.
I
Um,
assumed it was a bomb. I wasn't sure exactly, but
oh, maybe I might be just be thinking about the man sitting in the car with the bomb.
I'm like, they're doing anything possible to get rid of this guy.
Right.
Like, what could be that bad? Like, he doesn't know anything. He doesn't seem to. Like, I don't know.
He was falsely accused of murder, and they
Right,
don't want
but
him in town.
like, yeah, but like they just like, yeah, but he
um,
doesn't know anything, so I don't know.
Mason continues to be a creep when it comes to Santana.
Mm-hmm.
He last we saw him, he was pretending to leave as she went to go take a bath, and he like creeped on the crack door while she was getting undressed.
I so thought he was gonna rape her. I got such rapey vibes.
So she sees him through the crack and she like hides and she puts her robe on
Yeah.
and she like, yells at him like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I forgot my keys." She's like, "Yeah, right." And then because we saw him put his keys on the coffee table
Mm-hmm.
or lamp table, he's like, "See?" And
Yeah.
then I thought it was even weirder that he was like, "It's not like I was gonna rape you." He just like said it so nonchalantly. I was like, "You were definitely gonna try and do something."
Yeah. Right.
Ugh. And that's the
So I
DA.
did.
That, ladies and gentlemen, that is the DA of Santa Barbara.
Yeah. Right.
Ugh.
That. Oh, very rapey. Um. So I. So I looked up the actress. I was curious because I remember Sammy last week said there was like several people that play Santana.
Mhm.
And I did some investigating and I wondered why she left. She left in the same year it started, it looks like,
Mhm.
because she said it was too much pressure on her to do a soap.
Really?
Yeah, she, I guess, didn't like the grind of it. Like she said, I guess it was a lot. And
Hmm.
I don't know what exactly they would pressure about. Maybe she was popular and she didn't like that. Because when I looked her up, she didn't have too many, she didn't do other soaps.
Yeah.
She was like woman in parade on like like random like
Yeah, I looked
movies
her
and shit.
it's funny, I looked her up too. I didn't look up the other Santanas. But
Right.
she hasn't really worked since the 90s, I think, if she's the one I'm remembering looking up.
So she's a life coach.
Okay.
So I'm like, which you know what, that kind of makes sense because I feel like life coaches are very like zen, like very
Mhm.
calming. Like they,
Mhm.
that's what they do. I feel like they calm you.
Yeah.
And yeah, can you imagine like somebody on a popular soap? It was, probably big at the time. I mean, look how good the airings are. They're like really clear, like somebody recorded it, it's like
Yeah.
really nice. And I guess
Um,
it was really popular.
well, especially overseas. These are probably overseas recordings.
Hmm.
Um,
So do they
but
have like language overs?
like voiceovers, yeah.
Yeah.
These not to go get too technical, these have been cleaned up. I've watched videos where every once in a while French will slip in, like they didn't get the whole like dub, like, and like
Uh,
a sentence of French will slip in, but I haven't noticed it. These might be cleaned up because I haven't noticed it yet.
There was one thing on like the credits I saw like something foreign on there.
Oh, really?
So maybe yeah, so maybe you're right. Like maybe it was like I don't know. I don't know how they did it, but they did a great job. Bang up job. Because
Um,
I keep like praying days will end up like that. Like it's clear and I'm like I can see everything. It's awesome.
I feel like, not to go too off topic, a lot of the '80s stuff for days is around this quality, like, video-wise. Once we get
Oh, I
past
guess
'83, um, it's pretty sometimes I feel like it's clearer than, like, the late '90s, where for some reason, I don't know if they changed the way they shot, but I
oh
feel
yeah, you did say that.
newer, like, early millennium stuff is fuzzier than the stuff in the '80s.
They learned how to click SP on the VCR, so you get like the
You and your
perfect
SP
speed.
in the VCR.
It's all about the SP. If you put it in SP, it only gives you like 2 hours of time, but it's the best quality.
Oh, really? Hmm.
Yeah,
I
you
never
didn't know
really
that about
understood that. I
VCR?
was like, "Why wouldn't you want 6 hours of TV?"
Right? Same. That's why I recorded everything like that. And when I realized that it was like the mid '90s, and I'm recording like Cheryl Ladd, Charlie's Angels stuff, and I've started doing SP because of the clear quality. Like the quality was way better. Like it was almost HD. You know,
Hmm,
at the time, it would be the clearest you can do. And then when I watch like old stuff I have in like SLP, I think it was called, and
mhm.
EP, it wasn't as good quality.
Interesting. Well, thank God
But onwards.
we don't have to worry about that anymore.
Thank God, right?
Um, so back to Santana. Um,
Life coach.
she yeah, she and her mother meet up with her lawyer, and apparently there were no charges filed against her.
Yeah, I
But
haven't again.
she's like, "Interesting." She's like, "Thank you for that." And she's gonna use this to play with Mason a little bit, I feel like.
Yeah, she doesn't seem to like Misa, no. So I don't know
'Cause
what
he's
she's
not
doing.
he because he's probably always creeped on her like that, and she's, like, sick of it.
Yeah, I wonder what she wants to do with him now. Like, I don't know.
I really like her mom for some reason. Rosa, I think that's her name.
I didn't catch her name.
But I really like her. She's a little bit over the top in, like, a telenovela acting kinda way, but I like it.
We'll have to look her up
She
to
also
see
looks
what
familiar. I
telenovela.
feel like I've seen her on other soaps or maybe in, like, as, like, guest stints in, like, one episode or something.
Yeah, I'll do some investigating.
My friend Matt said that she actually, is on for most of the show's run.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Which is why I don't get the, like, not being able to do the grind. Because back then, they only filmed 1 episode a day.
I don't know. I don't know if they. I don't know. She said
'Cause
that the scheduling, maybe it was longer back then because of. I mean, it seems like a more.
I mean, granted, it was a full day's work because I think most of the day, once they got through hair and makeup, was rehearsal, like, they would rehearse the scenes before they shot it.
Right.
So
Maybe
maybe
there
it
was
was
more
still a
to
full
it.
day.
Yeah, maybe. The quality of the soap seems pretty good for being back then. Like on was it on location shoots and stuff, it looks like, and
Mhm.
maybe it was rough on them.
I laughed
Mhm.
every time, Joe and Kelly's song came on because 'cause I'm like, "Oh, he's gonna
Ah.
get sick of this." I like the song, so I kinda sing along whenever it comes on.
Well, we'll see if you like it in 20 episodes when it's still
Right?
coming on. You'll be like, well, no, what I don't like about it is there's more of a song. It's like a four
Yeah,
minute song. Like,
I just
but
sing the chorus.
they always put the same part of the song every time it's on. And that's the same thing I did with General Hospital.
Sometimes they'll, like, ease into it, like, you'll hear, like, the tune start up before they get into the lyrics,
They're
but
like, it's coming,
sometimes,
it's
like
coming.
the what I'm about to say, so we picked up with, Joe looking through the binoculars at the boat where he sees Kelly,
Yeah,
and I guess they docked, and she was, like, rolling some rope or whatever, and Peter was below deck or something.
right.
And he's, like, looking at her, and the minute she looks up and makes eye contact with him, like, the chorus started. Like, they didn't even ease into it. It was just like the chorus started.
That's what I put every time I put Q song. Joey and Kelly see each other.
So then Peter's like, nope, nope. He's like, we gotta go back out there, back in the ocean when he sees Joe. Um, so I
So
don't know what
silly.
this restaurant is that they see some of the people seem to frequent. I think it's on the beach or near the beach. But Joe goes there and Augusta's there and she's yelling at Lakin because I guess she found out that Lakin had a boy in her bedroom because
Yeah,
the
yeah.
rose garden thing was broken that
That was
Ted
funny.
climbed upon.
She's like, where was he that night? Under the
So
bed.
she finds out that he was under the bed. It wasn't Dirty Socks.
Yeah.
I forgot the dog's name.
I don't know, but this dog, I'm like, can we talk about this, Augusta? This dog. What is up with that? What is it like her sidekick? I'm confused.
Right, it's her emotional support animal.
For sure. Like I almost feel like she's like Cruella Deville, but like that likes dogs. Like she just walks around like
I
can't
just
have that
love
dog attack.
watching her. I just love how she like carries herself and just how she speaks.
It's Louise Sorel. She steals and she's in every like if you watch like the old shows she's in, she's the same. Like she just steals the scenes.
I've only ever seen her as Vivian and Augusta and
She
on
was in
God's Landing.
I saw I saw her in Star Trek. She was in Charlie's Angels. She was the evil warden in Charlie's Angels.
There's always a warden.
And always an evil one.
um,
But yeah, she's in a lot.
she sees Joe and I laughed because her line was, "Do you like aggressive women?"
Yeah,
Before she sat with him.
I know, and I'm like, where are they going with this? Like, I'm like, why? I don't know. Joe is only like, I mean, he claims to want to know like who framed him, but like, I feel like he's only trying to see Kelly. So like, I don't know why people are concerned. I feel like the more people that try to attack him and stuff, then he'll probably get more concerned with that.
She when she finds out that he's the Joe Perkins that just got out of prison,
Mhm.
he gets a little defensive and she's like, "Calm down." She's like, "I'm not as closed-minded as everybody else." And she kind of like wants to hear his side of the story.
Or
So
acts like she wants to.
she acts like she wants to because we know she made a phone call. She was in charge of those thugs that tried to shoot him
Right.
as she flicked her fingernails off her press-ons.
Her Lee press-ons.
um, Danny from the teen set does his stunt with the hang glider.
I'm not
The
I'm not into this teen set. It's
I'm not
boring to me.
either.
Like,
Last time we talked about Santa Barbara, I was like, I don't really care about Lakin. I liked her a little bit more. I feel like the actress is getting more comfortable. And granted,
right.
this is still the first week and she's already improving. So I liked her kind of standing up to her mother.
Yeah.
Ted is really the only one I like out of the teens. I really can't stand Melissa, then Brennan,
Jane.
soon to be
Yeah.
Reeves.
And Brennan. Yeah. Yeah, she's
Oh,
just kind of she's one note.
I think it was with Joe. It had to be with Joe when he was like, "You're Warren Lockridge's mother." She was like, "I was a child bride, obviously."
Yeah, right.
I just love her lines.
Yeah, she's funny.
um, but also Jade, the one that wants to be a movie star, and Danny likes, seems to be into Warren a little bit because she seems to get distracted by him. And I don't know if it's just
Yeah.
because he's a lifeguard and shirtless, and he has muscles.
I'd probably be a little distracted.
Yeah, he's cute.
All right,
I don't
well,
really
he's cute. Right.
I didn't really see too much of him to actually form a valid opinion for the character.
No, I don't even know. I'm like, is he gonna be full time? Like, is he just a recurring? Like, I
But
get recurring
even
from
in the
like
20
connecting
episodes that I've seen, I don't ever remember him, like, having, like, enough story for me to, like, have an opinion about him.
to care.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but, we didn't see Minx in these 2 episodes, the grandmother, but,
no,
so back to the bomb. Joe's mom is home alone,
no.
and, a bomb gets thrown through the front window, and she notices it. She stands there and screams and doesn't run. And
How dramatic.
I was trying to, like, think realistically about this, and I'm like, maybe you would be paralyzed by fear and you wouldn't, like, run right away because 'cause you'd be like, oh my god, what do I do?"
Right?
But I just feel like you'd be like, "Bomb," I'd run you at least into the other room to get away from it. She was, like, on
Too
top of
funny.
it.
Yeah,
So Joe
and
comes
she was
home and
fine.
yeah, she was fine. She just had a few cuts and bruises.
Yeah, which is crazy. I guess
Joe
it was
co
supposed to be like a scare tactic. Like
Yeah,
maybe it wasn't like a full-blown bomb. It had to be just like it looked like it was like what, three dynamite sticks tied with tape. That's what I'm like, I guess you can't do much damage with that.
Joe, comes home, finds his mom, takes her outside. Apparently, there was a fire. I didn't see a fire, but that's what he said. But they got it out.
Yeah.
He said it's gonna smell like smoke in there for a while. Um, and then he gets a visitor by a mysterious man who,
That's me.
yeah, who has a very frail feminine frame, by
Yeah, right?
the way.
Yeah.
And although it's a deeper voice, it sounds like Louis Sorel.
Meet
So,
me at wherever midnight. I'm like, this is so like Cloak and Dagger. Like, this is funny.
it's not well, it could be Louis Sorel. Like, it's not Augusta, but that's who I
Yeah.
think it is just based off of what it looks like.
Well, he warns her. I mean, he warns Joe about Augusta, though.
Yeah, that did throw me off because in previous watches, I've always assumed it was Augusta in a disguise.
That would be really funny if it was. I don't think it is. You really think it's Augusta?
Well, I think it's a woman. That's a woman's frame, honestly.
And they just start using like a voiceover.
And from what I could see, it looked like it was a fake beard.
It did. It did look
So,
fake.
I don't know. I guess we'll have to
It
wait
was
and
very
see.
funny. I know, and I'm trying to think of uh, like I don't know. I'm trying to think of like who would possibly do that just to cover up Channing. And I also was thinking it was maybe Channing and Channing Jr. and he didn't die. Because like when you watch soaps, you're like thinking every soapy thing that you can possibly think of.
Yeah. But you also have to think back then, they weren't quite into, like, the campiness that the '90s was and going forward.
This soap is very campy.
Alright, I'll give you that.
This is very. I'm like, are we gonna get a mysterious person every 3 episodes? Because that's where it's headed. We got mysterious woman. That's Augusta. We got this mysterious man now. We're like, what's next? Like, I'm just
Oh,
waiting
okay,
for
so
the.
one of my eye roll moments of these episodes was the carrier pigeon with Ted.
I yeah. I think I put man with bird because I forgot his name. What was it, Ted?
Ted, yeah.
So he has like a bird obsession.
Lakin says she's going to the library to study with a nerd, but that was just a ploy because Ted was in the back seat and the nerd got kicked out.
I know. Like, what did they just let him out on the road? I'm like,
And it made me wonder, was that Ted's car and he just had this kid, like, let him drive it? Or did
right?
he just, like, take this guy's car?
I know. It's very strange.
Um, so Danny wants to go to LA for the remainder of the summer to try and make it big in Hollywood.
Right.
And the teens are all like, his parents have to say yes. So this is where we get confirmation that he's related to Santana because Rosa is his mother and we meet their father. Because he's
I
asking
didn't
him if he could
catch
go
that.
to. You didn't catch that?
Mm-mm.
It was at that restaurant that they all seem to go to. Um, he was like begging them if to go to California, and the father's like, "That's a dangerous job, getting paid to put your life in danger." And Rose is kind of like, "Do you think in 5 weeks you can figure out if you can make a real living out of this?" And he's like, "Yeah." So Rose is kind of on board for him to go to LA for the rest of the summer because he's not missing
Mm-hmm.
school or anything.
Right.
And the father's kind of like, not so sure about it. But he gets permission because all the teens are excited. Um,
Right.
so now I guess Jade is gonna want to try and get permission because she wants to be a movie star.
Of
Uh,
course. Boring.
Ed doesn't seem to think that he'll be able to, but he would if he could, which isn't up Lakin's alley because she's like, oh, well, that could happen if you're gone that long, like 5 weeks.
Right.
But she seemed blonder. Did she seem blonder to you? Her hair,
Oh,
like
Jade.
Lakin.
Uh, she did look a little different because I didn't recognize her.
Yeah. Um,
Her fantasy was silly.
what was the fantasy?
I forget. It was like her and Ted dancing or something weird.
Oh, the dancing. All right.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. What
Whatever.
other characters were there? Was that it? All the characters? We did the teens. We did Augusta, the mom.
Mhm. Oh, we didn't do Cece. Kelly wasn't here.
Oh, so Santana paid Cece a visit and um to talk about the sun, and she wants to go to Acapulco to try and find the sun. And he pretends like he doesn't
Yeah.
know anything, but when she leaves, he pulls out like a drawing that a child must have done, and he makes a phone call, and apparently he's in contact with this child. Like, he
Hmm.
sometimes visits him.
I know. I'm not surprised. Cece just seems like that guy.
And because I know he gets recasted with, Jed Allen, and we're watching stuff with Jed Allen currently, I'm trying to
Right.
imagine Jed Allen being evil like that, and I just can't, like, picture it.
I guess it's when he leaves Days. So I guess
Yeah.
this guy was it Mark Peter Richmond is only on for like a year maybe. I guess.
If that long, because a lot of the original actors didn't make it out of '84.
Really? That's sad.
Yeah.
I wonder what
Like,
happened.
Joe is only on for 3 months, and they recast him.
Really?
And then
What?
the and then that one's only on for 3 months, and then he's gone.
That's so funny that you know that, but you never watched past episode 20.
Because I thought the actor was cute, and, in real life, him
Okay.
and Kelly dated in real life.
Oh,
Um,
before Sean Penn?
before Sean Penn.
That's interesting. I always just assumed like they were together since then.
So, most of the Perkins don't make it out of '84. The mom, I think, makes it to maybe the winter, and Jade lasts a year, and then she goes to days.
Yeah, I wonder what happened.
Matt said to me that he read that the original Joe, there were low ratings, and I guess he was blamed for them, maybe because he was front and center.
Hmm.
So he decided to leave, and they
So they just,
recasted.
oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Oh, so that we did. I don't know if you heard it because I don't know what channel you watched it on, but Kelly put some music on, and it was Cyndi Lauper's "Time After Time," which was probably a new song at the time.
So it was, but I don't think that was Cyndi Lauper singing.
Oh, it's a cover.
I think it was a cover
Oh,
because I
okay.
was trying to listen and I'm like, I don't think this is Cyndi Lauper.
Hmm, hmm.
But I don't know if it was just maybe the quality or something that didn't sound like her, or if it was just a cover. Because you know how they do that in some shows, they'll have like a cover of songs. They
Yeah.
might not have got the rights to it, but they might have had the cover. They were able to get the cover for some reason.
Peter is given a job at Capital Industries. So he's gone from teacher
Hmm.
to now businessman.
Yeah.
um, and Joe, when he's on the boat, Joe makes a phone call to the boat and pretends to be somebody else, saying like a neighbor seeing somebody break into his house. So Peter gets off the boat as Joe watches through his binoculars.
With the song playing.
And when he gets on the boat, it goes from time after time immediately to, eye contact between Joe and Kelly to their theme song.
That's for their theme song. Yeah.
And I was like, Eric's gonna get so sick of this so quick. I know it.
That's my eye roll every time. Like, oh,
But
geez,
I
here we
like
go.
it. Well, right now I like it because I'm singing along.
Yeah, but you're singing the same line.
I
There's
know,
more to the song.
but I think that was pretty much it. Did I forget anything that you saw?
So when I think Santana was with Cece, and they mentioned Channing Jr.'s room was still locked. So after five
Mm.
years, I thought that was kind of weird. Um, I'm like, so they never went in that. Well, I guess that makes sense. Like,
I guess she wanted to go in there to see if she could find information that might help her try and find the baby.
yeah. And Cece, I guess, doesn't want her to know. Like, why? I'm curious.
Um, when she told her mom she was going to Acapulco to try and find the baby,
Mm,
the mom was trying to tell her, "What if the baby's, like, happy and fine?" She's like, "Then I'll leave him be," like, and her mom was like, You won't be able to." She's like, "Human nature won't let you, like, you're a mother, like, once you see him, you're gonna want him no matter what."
right.
Um
And Brandon is the love child.
oh, Brandon, right.
Yeah. Um,
Um,
I have
oh,
Texas living in a bird.
Mason gave Santana the news that she was miraculously the charges are miraculously dropped, and she's like, "Oh, wow,
Yeah.
thank you."
Yeah, right. Maybe that's why she was using them
Maybe.
to kind of be in the clear.
And Mason had, like, a creepy, I think, fantasy about him and Santana.
We got to talk about that asshole dad,
The asshole that
John.
I blocked him out.
Yeah, don't blame you.
He
I
came
forgot
home and
too
was like,
until I read it.
You see he's home for 48 hours and your house is getting bombed."
And he wanted to take Jade, I think, right?
Did he? Yeah.
I think he wanted Jade to go with him.
I did notice it was really stupid. When Jade was helping clean up, she was basically in, like, her bikini bottoms. I was like, "You
She
couldn't
was
have
in a
got."
bikini. She just had like a little top one, and it was like
Yeah.
a full-blown bikini.
I was like, "You couldn't have put, like, sweatpants on or something to do that?"
Well, she was planning on going to the beach afterward.
To become a movie star.
Yeah, but I'm not a fan of this dad. I'm like, I hope he doesn't last too much longer. Maybe
Me
somebody will
either.
kill him off. He's just so nasty.
Yeah.
Um,
Um,
and again, Augusta with this dog. I'm like, where are they going with this? Is this going to be a daily thing? She's gonna have this dog till the end of the show.
Probably not. It
I feel like that's hard to do. Like just having like a
is.
random dog around, you know?
I feel like it's
Like
something that
nobody ever.
sounded good on paper, and then once they started doing it, they were probably like, "Alright, this is gonna be difficult, so we might have to phase this dog out after a while."
Yeah, if you notice, like nobody has animals on soaps. It's very rare unless you're like unique, like Eugene's cousin on Days. That's the line. But she was only on for 3 episodes, so they can afford that, you know.
Well, on Sunset Beach, Tiffany had Spike, the homeless girl that, Adrian Franz played in the beginning,
Oh, I remember that. Yeah,
and apparently he outlasted her because he's in the opening credits at some point when she's not on the show anymore. Yeah.
that's so funny.
So I don't know how that works, if he's just, like, a random stray dog that's just, like, round about town and, like, has his own story.
I gotta rewatch Sunset Beach. I only watched like the big things of that, like when it was like that shockwave. I would watch that. And I watched The Killer. I love that the murder mystery storyline.
Yeah, I've
That was
never
fun.
watched the whole thing, so I do wanna push forward with that somehow, some way, because 'cause I'm
Somehow,
gonna get
some
to
way.
that.
When we take a break from Santa Barbara, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I did one by myself, but it felt weird. Just talking to
You're like,
myself.
wait, are you waiting for someone to respond? Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, right.
It felt like an extended Tommy's First Cup.
Oh,
So, I don't know.
but yeah, I think that's all that I did have. Like Kelly that played, she played Cindy Lauper, but it wasn't her. Like, it's not Cindy Lauper.
Were you more into it this time with the episodes?
So I phased in and out. So the first one I was really into. Like I felt like a lot happened and it was like good. But then the second one I was playing on my phone. That's when I was looking up Santana. I'm like, what happened to her? I'm like, why is she not there? Like I don't know. I just started the teens. I don't love that. I think it's terrible.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is probably the worst teen storyline I remember. Yeah, it probably is. It's just not that great. I don't know. I'm sure it'll jazz up, maybe, hopefully.
Yeah, and we still have more characters to meet. I think next week we're actually gonna meet a few more.
Oh, cool.
I think we're gonna meet Cruz. We might see Lexi
Oh,
Carver, whoever she plays on the show. I don't remember who she plays.
oh, oh, we get some fun then. That'll hold me.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm just like, come on. But the first one I really liked. The first one I was totally into.
Okay.
I guess the mysterious man, I think his name's Dominic. He's calling himself
Dominic, yeah.
Dominic
Yeah.
because I have Dominic Orange Joe about Augusta.
Is it Dominic or Dominique? Hmm.
We'll never know. Maybe maybe it's a character that we haven't even met yet. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, I'm still going with it's a woman because that's what it looks like to me.
You know what? I almost feel like they don't know who it is. Like on the, you ever feel like that on the soap? Like I don't like they're kind of. I feel like they're just throwing these mystery things out there, but they're like, we don't really know who did it yet
Hmm.
themselves, like as the writers. I could be wrong. Maybe they had it planned out, but
Maybe, but I feel like back then they had story Bibles, so they kind of had a direction.
right. But like it could be characters that we don't even know yet. Like at this point, I feel
Yeah,
like it's probably going to be like a season long. It's a season in soaps of the year, so we got till like 85 to get some answers, I'm thinking.
I hope it's not that long. The fact that the Perkins don't really last too long makes me think we might find out like sooner
Sooner.
than later, because
Maybe.
they might have been like, all right, the ratings aren't great, the story isn't working, let's wrap this shit up.
Yeah. And there might be too many families. Like
Yeah, that's
sometimes you
true.
got to cut a family.
Yeah, I think they're trying to show the different classes, even though the Lockridges and the Capples are rich. I think they're trying to show like the more middle class, lower middle
Yeah.
class, with
Of
the
course, Joe is the lower middle class
in
guy.
love with the rich girl.
Mm-hmm. Your typical story with the same theme song.
All right, I guess we could wrap this up.
Should we wrap it up with a if ever you're in? I'm so
No, because I'm not paying
stupid.
royalties for it.
Well, you can say that line. I think it's 20 seconds or something. I forget what it is.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us for another edition of Santa Barbara. As always, you can find us on all the socials at Queers and Soaps. And until next time, have a great night. Bye.
Bye.